been with ISU?
I was a student in the 1993 summer program in Huntsville, Alabama. There's a funny story behind that. I was working at NASA Marshall, and a good friend of mine went to the 92 session, which was...
What were you doing at NASA Marshall?
I was directing the Large Space Structure Control Systems Lab. I'm a control systems engineer, specialty in structural dynamics and stuff like that, rocket science. And at any rate, I was working at Marshall, and my friend came back. She had just done the SSP. Back then, we called it ISU because there was only one program. It was ISU. She had done ISU in Kitakyushu in Japan, and she walked into my office with this flyer. She put it on the desk, and she goes, "You've got to do this." And she walked out. And I looked at it, and so a few months later, there was communication came around about it was time to select the ISU students from Marshall. So, well, you know, Elaine loved it so much, I'll give it a shot, and ended up being selected. But when I applied, it was supposed to be in Moscow. You know, and this was, you know, this was 3 or 4 years after the wall came down, and I was really excited. I was like, I want to go to Russia. I want to see it. You know, I want to see all these people, you know, and find out what's going on over there. And about 2 weeks after I found out I had been selected, I also found out that we weren't going to Moscow at all. We were going to stay. It was going to be in Huntsville. So I got the prize for the student who came the shortest distance, because the campus was 5 kilometers from my house. So I was like, oh, but I'm glad I did it. It was a life-changing experience, and soon after that I got involved in, you know, course delivery and visiting lecturer, and was invited to come and be a teaching associate during the very first year of the master's program, which was 95, 96, and was seconded from NASA to go spend a year in Strasbourg to help get that program going. So I've been with the master's program since the beginning, and with ISU, you know, since that summer of 93, that I traveled 5 whole kilometers to do the program. So it was amazing.
And how long have you been in your current position?
Dean, since September. September of 2011, so I'm still trying to find my way around because...
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Up until then, I was the associate dean and had, you know, a number of responsibilities, but not purview over all the programs. So I'm intimately familiar with the Space Studies program because I've been directing that program for the last 4 years. I'm getting my feet under me, you know, on the ins and outs of the master's program and the EMBA and the executive space course and all that. So it's been really an adventure because I'm still running the space studies program. So I've been wearing several hats for the last few months, and but I don't like to sit still, and I'm certainly not bored, so it's fun.
Where do you see ISU going in the future? Near future? Medium? Far?
Off planet, eventually. I mean, one of the goals of the founders seriously was to have a campus in orbit. We're not there. We're not near there yet. But one of the things that ISU will be doing over the coming months and is reviewing our mission. We want to develop a new strategic plan, sort out how we're going to operate in the new environment. Everyone's having challenges right now. We're having challenges. Space agencies are having challenges. But there is always going to be a requirement for the kind of education that we offer. And my goal is to keep things fresh, keep us on top, keep us ahead in terms of offering programs that our participants and students and our supporters and the companies who hire our students want them to have. And so we're going to be taking a hard look at that over the coming months and make sure we are going in the right direction and deciding what new programs to add, if any, right now. How do we change or augment or finesse the programs that we have now to meet customer needs? And also, I'm always looking to bring new people into to the ranks of the faculty and visiting lecturers to keep that element fresh. I've been looking a lot at our demographics, so I'm going to be doing some recruiting to get new participants teaching in the SSP and coming to help us out with the master's. So I think it's good.
Are Bob and Peter still involved actively?
Not as active as in years prior. You know, both Bob and Peter are entrepreneurial, and Peter's always off doing new things, and Bob's going to the moon, but they're both very engaged. I can send an email to either one of them and expect to get a response fairly quickly. So I try to keep them engaged, you know, at the right level. I don't want to bother them too much, but at the end of the day, I know they're incredibly interested in what we're doing and very supportive. And they've both been very helpful to me and an inspiration, and I'm just happy to work with them and keep the dream going, because what we're doing is important. Because we can reach out to people who would otherwise not ever have a chance to experience this or to have a learning opportunity like this. So I feel like it's important that we get the word out. We reach out to as many countries. We've got alumni in over 100 countries now. I want to try to reach out to the other countries we haven't gotten to yet and inspire people, let them know what they can do. And even if their country doesn't have a space program, that doesn't mean they can't work in space.